Hello, welcome back to Sir Crone's Corner. And yes, this is the second video in a row. 2 days in a row. What's going on here? Am I actually going to start building this game and getting closer to finishing it? Fingers crossed. Well, I could blame it on the fact that I started drinking coffee and I got super energized to start working on this. It's always in the back of my mind. Well, not really back of my mind. It's on the forefront of my mind. It's just hard to really find the time. So, with that being said, let me take a sip of coffee. And I'd like to give a thank you to the sponsor of this video, me. So, if you're new here or you've been living under a rock, my name is Sir Crone, and my website is igraphit.com. It's the word graffiti with the I in front. So, I make games, I make art, I'm a graffiti artist, 3D artist, indie game dev, and I've published a few things. So if you go to igraphit.com and check out my games section, you'll be presented with what's called the Cronenberg Gang, the Game of Crones. It initially started as an NFT project, which evolved into a 2D interactive game, and this was minted on the Ravencoin blockchain as an NFT utilizing IPFS software. This game is easily accessible. Just type in tcggoc.com, which stands for the Cronenberg Gang Game of Crones. I also released a tabletop printed card game, which the initial alpha series was released and still up for sale, and I can't release the second layer series until all those are sold. Now, what's special about this one is you get a special gift inside, which is a holofoil version of the deck number in relation to the NFT project. So the NFT had 36 NFTs, and each NFT was representative of something that was happening in my life or politics at the time. So I published 36 game decks, and in each box, each numbered box, you'll be able to find a card that is holofoil. So, oh, pardon me, apologize for that. So this page is dedicated to the NFT project. Only one is unsold, which is number 18, and that was a special one that I was holding on to participate in all the debauchery as well. So if we go to shop, we can go to games. And if you go to buy now here, gotta make this link a little bit more visible. Apologize for that. But you'll see most of the decks have been sold. There is still a great selection of decks to purchase. Each deck comes with an NFT representative of the deck on the blockchain. So not only is it a physical game, tabletop game, it also is represented by a real world asset NFT. Also offer some merch. We got shirts and stickers to help support me as an artist and the game project as well. So for example, this is one sample of one of the NFTs. This is NFT number 32, and this was in my art style, and it's sort of a mix of Batman and Joker. Like I said, it's just art from my mind. So with that being said, let's continue the video. Alright, so today my focus is to work a little bit more in the landscape. I wanted to start getting water, representative of water, and I started thinking that I wanted to have the landscape start at 0, and 0 being sea level. And it kind of makes sense. And what happened was the landscape, when I initially started making the level, I wasn't thinking about that. And what happened was I put this building down here at 0, but I don't want it there because, like I said, I want to have the water be at sea level, which we'll consider as 0. So now what I have to do is just move all the stuff up. As you can see, I already moved up all the building meshes that represent the building, and now I need to bring all this up level with it. So first thing I'm going to do is bring out all, and also do a little organization, and I'm going to bring up all these world assets up. And let's go on left perspective. So let's get this up. And I think that is level with that there. And now we got to get the landscape up. Let's see, can I just simply pull it up? I think so. So now we have to actually look at it from a perspective view to make sure that... Oh, that's wild. That landed perfectly. Okay, now let's see what was left behind. Okay, so this is all of the lighting stuff. So let's just grab all this lighting stuff, and let's bring this up and over, because I like to see it where it makes sense, and it makes sense to have all the lighting stuff up in the air in my head. What's this? This is a process volume. So let's set that at X and Y of 0, center of the map. Even though it's infinite, let's put it at 0. Cool. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to put a plane at 0, and that's going to be where the ocean is going to be, and then this will slowly start to taper down to the ocean. This is going to make my initial map a little bigger, but that's kind of cool. Maybe I can get a few more just random locations, because what I also want to do is when people spawn onto the map, you can kind of venture around and find stuff. So let's go into modeling. I believe there's a plane, right? There should be maybe just rectangle. So how it works? Never actually been in the modeling area. Box. I don't think it will be a box. We might have to actually bring in a mesh. So now this is where I'm not sure if I have to actually create a huge mesh, or I can just have a simple plane and just make it bigger. Because I do know that the size would affect it, because if I'm going to do any kind of warping of that plane, I'm going to have to have a lot of pixels. Like if I want to have waves and stuff like that, and it's going to be managed through actual height. What's that up there? Oh, sweet. What's that thing? What did I just put there? Rectangle. Let's go take a look at that. No, I don't want a torus. It's calling it a rectangle, but it's putting a torus. No. Okay, I see that there. So there's our rectangle. It's pretty cool. Alright, so let's get this on the X and Y of 0 and put on 0, 0, 0, 0. So now this plane is on 0. Now, can I just scale this? Let's do 2000 by 2000. Okay, that's pretty cool. So as you can see, it's not that far off from where the landscape is, so it's not going to be too much work to just add a little bit of landscape to meet up with it. I know I have this down here, so let's move this down. So location set up 0, we'll go to negative 1,000, I guess. Alright, so now let's give our rectangle a name. So instead of rectangle, we're going to call this ocean water. Perfect. Materials, we're going to have to create a material for this. Let's put in the landscape material. Let's create material. Let's call it MAT ocean water. Let's open this up. And this is going to be a single layer water. Opaque surface. Current materials are following combinations all feature level SM6. Are you sure? I forgot what I have to do. So let's see. One into the base color, one into the normal. I forgot what I have to do here. Give me 1 second. Alright, so what I had to do was add this single layer water material node. Just attach a few different things. So I had to add a color for the scattering coefficients, a color, and then multiply by some value. Let's just make this 1, divide that by 100 to keep it small, and I just threw some random number parameters here. So let's apply this and let's take a look. Right, so let's close this and let's go off to water. Okay, that's cool. Got a little blue water type thing going on here. Not bad, not bad. And okay, I'm not ready to start working on completing the island landscape yet, so let's move on to the next thing. So let's work on the character. Alright guys, so I believe that I figured it out. I was very close. The issue was I had to multiply it by a float, but I couldn't find a way to do it. So from the execution pin, that's where I was able to bring it to a float. But now here, instead of the line trace here being a vector, I'm going to convert it to a float. Click the wrong thing. Line trace distance, and I'm going to attach the line trace distance there. Never know, I might want to change it at some point, so let's bring it back to 1,000 like I had it on the screen the way it was working. And boom. Nice. So there's a few things that I want to do, right? So let's say when, well, I want to ignore myself, so let's promote to a variable. Oh no, sorry. So self, get a reference to self, and then make array, and then I will be part of that. For now, that's the only thing. If I have to do anything later, I'll work on that. So now from the out hit, I'm going to break hit result. Nope. Multi-line trace. Multi-line trace by channel. Why is it multi-line trace? Let me see. Line trace. Oh, I clicked the wrong one. Alright, so let's redo this. So let's move this here. Nope. Move this here. And I move that there. And delete this. So now I can break the hit result. And then hit actor. Let's see. What can I do with this? Can I do get name? Get display name? Returns display name or active label. Let's see. Let's just print. Print that. Print string. Let's see what happens. Let's go find this cube. Oh wait. Debug. Let's do one frame. Yeah, okay, perfect. Where are you, little cube of mine? Could have sworn I put it on the map. Oh yeah. Alright, so let's see. Base class backpack. So now do I have to put a whole bunch of ifs? Alright, so I'm able to find it. I can detect what it is. Because what I'd want to do is, would you like to equip this type of thing? But I have to research what the best way of doing it is. Do I have to put it in some kind of enumerator and some kind of struct? I don't think it's smart to do an if check for every single thing. But how do I make the hit result depending on... Oh, you know what I can do? I can probably compare it to an enumerator. Right? I think that's the right way. And if it's in that, then we're gonna get that that pickup information. Because really I just need the name. Right? Because the actor's already there. We already know what kind of actor we want to attach. But we don't really need to attach the exact actor. Yeah, this time I gotta research. But I got the line trace working. That's kind of cool. So we could start making when objects get hit with it. Maybe we could send a message to the actor. Yeah, I gotta research how to communicate with the actors. If anybody has any tutorials or any guides that I could follow, I'd greatly appreciate that. But this video is getting a little long, and that's pretty much all I wanted to do for today. So I did make a little progress. Again, thank you so much. If you could please support the channel, go to buymeacoffee.com/topmeup. I think it's buymeacoffee.com/topmeup. You can also visit the website iGraphic.com and purchase some merch or some stickers. I'd greatly appreciate that. So till next time, have a great day, be safe, and enjoy life. I gotta come up with my own tagline. I'll think about this one. Alrighty, bye bye.